All right, we ready to start?
Yes, we are.
All right. Hi guys, I'm Sukumar. I work as the engineering manager for CDT. I deal with most of the PLM stuff. Today we're going to try and show you Windchill PDM Link Essentials. So here, this is my homepage. You click on a little link and ask you to log on. If you have your password saved, then you just log in. I just want to go ahead and introduce the interface a little bit. Don't want to bore you guys with slides, and I'll leave about 10 to 15 minutes after the demonstration for Q&A. I'm pretty sure we'll have some. So just trying to show you the interface and what PDM Link Essentials can do. Note that it is a CAD and a document management system. You can have workflows, you can have promotion requests, which is inbuilt already. We can use them. We have role-based user interface. We have role-based access control, right? We can create products, libraries, all the things that you would need with like a small business PLM system. So in the interface, very top right here, you can see you have a search. So you can go quickly use wildcards and search. What this is going to point out to is all the things that has drill. So I just search for drill. So here it's giving me visualization as I go through it. Gives me all the metadata right here. Now I can kill this. I can expand it anytime I want. All right. Here you also have quick links, which kind of gives you your help center right here, like a quick start guide, what's new, Windchill help. Here you have clipboard, so you can look at all the things you have copied. You can do copy paste in here. If you have any publications going on, you can do that with a job monitor right here. You can monitor all that. You have your settings where you can go add things to your calendar, change your profile, any of that user preferences. You have notebooks, software downloads. So here I want to get into software downloads to actually show you a couple of things. You note that you get free Creo view, you get desktop integration free with the software, and you get all these work group managers for free. Okay, SolidWorks, NX, AutoCAD, Electrical, Inventor, CATIA, right? Schematics, you have Cadence, Mental Graphics, Zuken. All these work group managers are available for you if you get PDM Link Essentials. Now, we go back to the home page. You also see at the very top right here you have a recently accessed button. You can go look at all your recently accessed folders and files quickly from here. Okay. You can also customize your web page. Say I can add subscriptions, I can add packages, I can add meetings. So you see that you can just say, hey, I want to see my checked out work first. I want to see my task first. I want to see my meetings at that point. I want to get my updates going right here. So it's extremely configurable, right? So it's very simple and easy. You can see all your updates, your packages, your checked out work, your tasks, etc. Now another thing that you can do is search. So you can either search from the quick search at the very top, or you can go here and use the search tool. So if you see right here, you can say saved searches. So you see that here is your search history. You can also see that you can save your searches and you can share your searches with somebody else. Like say your entire engineering team, you can create a search and save. You see that here is a search for a specification document which is in a released lifecycle state. So you just click on that. It's going to go ahead and search and show you all the specification documents which are in the released state. You see, you can also have specific numbering scheme. So you can go back. You can look at, say, vacation requests. See, I have also created a vacation request right here. And you can see that vacation requests have their own numbering format. So each document type can have their own numbering format. You can go ahead, edit this criteria, and change it and search again. You can go back. You can see your history. You can go ahead, edit it. You can delete. Here is your saved searches. Let's go ahead and search for something. So let's say I want to search for something called drill. I'm going to say that's a CAD document. Okay. I can also add more attributes, like say, hey, I want to find a CAD document with a facility attribute value of, say, Kansas or Texas, right? So you can do that. You can search by revision. You can search by life cycle state, right? Search by description. You can add any of these and just hit search. Now here it shows all those things. You can choose to save this search. See right here, you can give it a name, say drill. You can save it, or you can go to the advanced options and then share it with everybody else. So if I just click over here, let's give it a second. You see that I can set it as a global search. You can see that I can pick what attributes to show, what view to show, and then I can pick which group gets access. Who do I want to share it with? So it's very simple and easy to create a search and then go ahead and kind of like send it off to everybody else. You can minimize and maximize this navigator anytime you want, and also adjust the search, the size of it. If you look at the very top, there is search and browse. So if you go to browse, you see all your recent products, right? And you have your libraries. So if I go into one of the folders, real quick, I can see that you can organize it however you want to in folder structures. You can go into the engineering folder. You can see that, just place your cursor. You see that product view kicks in. You can dig through the entire usage. You see that all the parts being used here and where this bike is being used. You can open it directly in Creo view. Just click on that little button. My server is in St. Louis, and I'm not in St. Louis right now, so you can see slightly slower. I'm connected through the VPN. So you can see that you can spin them. You can change different render modes. You can maximize this. You can translate, right? You can choose to rotate. You can restore everything back. You can go into sectioning. You can section it. You can go rotating mode, and you can rotate it like that. You can rotate your cutting plane. Right? You can also go to markups. Say if I have a stamp, I can stick in a stamp like that. You can make notes and all these kind of good jazz. You see that you can also get component bounding box dimensions. Summary of the component tells you with the size and centroid and all these kind of jazz. If you don't like it, just hit the delete button, get rid of it. We also have different measuring tools. And we'll talk about all these with another example, as I'm going to go ahead and show you some other functionality also. So here you can quickly dig through that. Now, let's go back to one of our other products, say a drill. I can go into its folders. So you can see right here the entire drill right there. You can spin it around. You can click and look at its use cases where each thing is being used. So you can go through the entire structure real quick and easy. You can click on that. It'll open up again in Creo view. You can choose a certain render mode. Make that change right there. See that? Just going to go ahead and load up everything. Now you see that you can make these representations and save them. So here I have a few of them. I'm going to make more. So here, okay, that little thing is breaking. And then I have another one which says, oh, add grease to it. You see how that one node sticks to the other? See that? There's too much friction. Okay, use a different oil. Right? So you can go ahead and make all these notes and annotations to your drawings. Okay? So another thing that you can also do is just go to the information page. You see that if you right click, notice the clean, uncluttered interface. There is not a bunch of icons. You can do a right click on any of them and you can get to see all the different things that you want to do to it. So you see that you can view information. You can open it in Creo directly. You can open it in Creo view. There is something called a relationship explorer that I'm going to show you in a second. You can add them to a workspace and go ahead and mess with that. You can also see that you can create new promotion requests. You can copy it, save as, rename, move it to a different location. All these options in one little right mouse button. Now, if I go to a certain view, right here, you see how I'm pushing and pulling attributes from ProE. Oops, just give me a second. I think I was in the right view. All right, so you can push and pull CAD document attributes and show them in Windchill and then go ahead and search by them. So you see that I have a facility CAD document attribute and then I have its value which I can go ahead and now search for. Say I look for Texas inside that little table, right? So I am searching inside the table instead of making a global search again. Now, if I go quickly click on the information of that, you see that you get all kinds of information about that particular part, who created it, who modified it, right? You see some object specific ones which are push and pull from CAD document. Okay, you notice that it is released. You can see it right here. You can click on it and it will open the Creo viewer. You can go to the structure tab. Just give it a second. Because I'm on through VPN, it just takes a little bit to kind of get there. But here you go. You see your structure right here. This appears exactly like your entire ProE assembly. You can see that what version revision that you're using. You see the uses for each of them. You can look at the visual right here again. So it's generating your visual real quick. You can also look at the attributes. you can go to the reports and look at different reports. Say multi-level report. I'm just going to go ahead and save it up. Like, this could be a BOM report. You can go to Actions, export the file to any of these formats. Okay, you can quickly get a list of all the parts, what lifecycle state, what version, how much quantity. Okay, so you can do that. If you go to content, it's going to go ahead and show you, okay, this has a drill assembly. You see again a history of all your markups right here saved for you. So you can go ahead and look at what each person has done to that. So you can say Sukumar created it, and then here's the manager's reply to it. Okay, so you can see who created what they did, and etc. etc. You can also look at any related objects to it. So if I have a document and then I make a drawing and I make a PDF of it, it's going to be attached as a reference to it. I can go to the history tab. I can look at the version history, timeline, right? So it got promoted from pre-production to released. Who authorized it? Okay, there is a promotion request. Then you can go ahead and see who signed up on it. What was the problem? Why was it demoted or promoted? All that information from one location. You also have a relationship explorer and a family table, and I'll talk to you about it in a second. So here you have the relationship explorer. So you can go, click on that. You see it's going to be used by the drill assembly. You can go here, say it uses 7 parts. There you go. And now this is also being referenced by the drill. You can see what parts are you using to assemble the chuck gearbox to the drill assembly. You can place your cursor. Again, you can open it in product view or Creo view. Okay, so you see what the relationship explorer does. You just click on the plus mark and it's going to go ahead and show you different things. Right? Uses, what is it referenced by, everything. Now another thing that we can also look at, if I go into the library, I want to point this out real quick, is that, let's get into the folders, just give me a second. So let's say we look at common parts. You see that I have a SolidWorks part also in there. So here I'm going to the drill part, drill folder, and I'm looking at all the common parts. So you see that I can go ahead and open any of the instances. Just look at the information for that. I can go to family table, and it's going to tell me all the things that have been verified in there or modified through the table, and if the parts have been verified, like the verification status. So I don't have to open it up in ProE and then look and see what sizes they are. I can look at them right here. Alright, so let's go through another thing. I want to talk to you about role-based user interface real quick. So here I'm going to log in as a viewer. So I created a user called viewer, and I'm going to quickly log in as him. And you can go to the recently accessed and look at the engineering folder that I was looking at. You see my icons are different. You see my actions are different. If I don't have access to delete, why do I need to see a delete button in there? So you can see that I only get to see released objects, and then my actions are limited. Now compare that with like a CAD user or somebody who's a product creator. You can see his buttons right here, and you can see the actions right here are much more. So you have role-based user interface and role-based access control. So if you don't have access, then maybe you shouldn't have the button to press on. Now, I'm going to quickly go ahead and kind of show you a scenario where I find something's wrong with the drill, and I'm asking my manager to see if I can go ahead and change things on that. So here, I'm going into the folder for the drill. I'm going to open this in Creo view. I'm going to load all these real quick. So now I can go section, view. You see that I can quickly click on that, kind of like drag them through. I can look at a quarter cut. Right? I can do that. I can go to the markup. I can create a note with the leader, and I can say there is too much vibration. Okay, so I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to save this annotation set as vibration problem. Okay, so go ahead and save it. So once you save this, you can go ahead and close it. Now I'm going to quickly go ahead and log in as the manager. And you note that you can also subscribe. That means when somebody makes a change, or somebody edits a document, or somebody who's deleting stuff, or somebody puts a markup like this, you immediately get notified via email. Okay. Now I'm using a virtual machine, so I don't have my email set up. But yes, you can very easily and simply go back and set this up. So here, you can just right click and subscribe. So when I say subscribe, you see that I'm subscribing to that. I can say when somebody creates a markup, send me an email. Or when somebody edits the content, or edits any attributes, or renames this assembly, give me an email, right? So I can subscribe to different things. I can select that, okay, I get an email, but I can also go ahead and find, say, some other people and say, hey, you know what, maybe Ben should get an email. I like to send Ben a bunch of junk emails, so I'm going to subscribe to him. Now you can hit next. You can say, someone messed with my part. You can put a message. You can tell when this subscription expires. So I want it to expire on 25th. And then go ahead and hit finish. So when you do that, whatever somebody changes, you get an email. All right. So now I'm going to quickly go in and go to the viewer. I'm logged in as manager. I'm looking at my Creo view for this drill assembly. And I can go here. Once it loads up, I can go here and look at, okay, there is a vibration problem. So there you go. So you can say, hey, you know what, instead of adding grease or something, you can say, hey, maybe change the drill bit size. So here I'm changing the drill bit size. So you see how that note sticks to it. And you can save it as an annotation and say vibration answer. And say OK. Now if I would have subscribed to this part, I would have received an email saying that your manager put something on there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask the manager. So now that the manager said change it, I'm going to quickly go ahead and say revise it. Okay. Because it's in release state, you know, maybe I shouldn't, I don't have rights to edit it. So I'm going to select all these. See, it automatically picks all the members. So I'm going to say, you know what, I'm just going to change the ASM file So I don't want to revise all these. I just want to revise the ASM file. So I'm going to quickly remove them. You see that from A.3 it's going to go to B, and now it's going to be in life cycle state in work. Right? Now you can do it even without revising. That's a possibility too, but that's an admin setup that you have to do. So here I'm quickly revising it. So notice that the drill assembly has been revised. I can right click and say add to my workspace. So I have a bunch of workspaces. I can choose to say, okay, add to that workspace and get me all the required dependents. So here I'm quickly adding that to my workspace, and now I can go into Pro E and I can look at this. So here I'm in Pro E. I'm going to go ahead and say file open real quick, and I'm going to look at my workspace. So even in Pro E, you can look at the all view, and you see that all the different versions. You see that drill assembly is B.1. We just about changed it. You see that's in work and everything else is released. So you go ahead and open it. Just give it a second. It has to come all the way from St. Louis onto my computer. So here I have a drill that I'm going to go ahead and swap it. So you see this. So now I'm going to select that and say replace the 12 mm bit with the 10 mm bit. Okay. So I'm going to quickly do that, and now it's going to ask me that I need to check this assembly out because I'm editing it. So I say, okay, check it out. So it's going to go ahead and check it out. And once it's checked out, I can just right click and say, check it in. See that real quick, it's uploaded everything, it's going to check it in, and you see it says at the very bottom that check-in has succeeded. So now I go back to my folder. I'm logged in as me. I'm just going to refresh it. Press the web page real quick, and I should be able to see the new drill. It says B.2. You see the visualization was automatically created. I just need to give it a second. I think I'm still waiting on the visualization. I just about checked in, so give it a second. It should go ahead and get it up for me. There you go. Smaller drill. See? So now that I have this done, and this object is in work, right? So I want to go ahead and want it to be released. So I'm going to just right click, new promotion request. So in here, I'm going to just select that drill. You can see that's the drill. I want to go ahead and promote it to released. Pick. You see that? It's going to be promoted now. Now you see that here is your approval process. The approver is the manager, and he'll automatically get the notification to go ahead and see what he wants to do. So here I'm just creating a promotion request real quick. So now that's been created. If I go log in as the manager, you can see right here I'm logged in as manager. You see I get to say approve or reject the promotion request. So if I click on this, okay, I can look at the promotion request. It's taken me in there. You see that's the drill. I can right click on it and open in Creo view. It's going to open up real quick. It's going to show me all the things that I might have changed. I can investigate it, can put notes markups. You can see that I put a smaller bit right now. So I like that. And now I'm going to go in here and I can say I approve. Good. Now I can approve, it will go to released. If I reject, it will go back to in work. If I say rework, it's going to send a task back to the user who requested the promotion with instructions as to what he's supposed to do, and then he can resubmit it. Okay, so I'm going to say approve and complete the task. Now while that's happening, you also see that your object is under review. You see that? So while the approval process was going on, your object went from in work to under review, and now that it's approved, if I just refresh my page, it's going to go ahead and show me that this drill assembly v.2 version is released. So that would be like a simple workflow process as to how you would do it. Next thing I want to also quickly talk about is documents. So let's go ahead and look at some of our documents. So let's say I want to create a new document. Right? Now I can choose what type of a document. Let's say it's a specification document. Right? Now I can choose to like browse for something. I can choose to browse for something, or I can also very quickly just drag and drop stuff in there. So I'm just going to try and find out if there is anything. Say std out. I just drag and drop it on top of that. You see that that's there. You see the number is automatically generated. You can choose. You see that this is again configured to where you can choose. You can have your own attributes. I can say it is Missouri. And if I have any additional attachment, I can add it or say finish. Now, if I go back here, you see how it has a specific numbering scheme. We can set it up like that. Okay. Now that this is there, let's say, for example, we want to go ahead and also show you. So let me just minimize that and quickly show you how you can edit and play with documents. If I go into the information page right here, I can go into the structure of the document, and here I'm trying to see a structure. Now you could have like different people working on different documents and you want to make a master document. So you can quickly go ahead and say insert new one at a time or multiple. You see that I'm just going to do one. And let's say for this specification document, I'm just going to go ahead and browse. And let's say we pick some other type of document. Let's say purchase order. And let's say this is Texas. And say finish. You see that this document automatically got checked out. You can see right here, see how the structure is being added. It's checked out to you. You can check it back in. And if you go back to the specification documents, you see how there are two right now. You can click on it directly and you can open it. Okay, see that? You click on it directly and open it. You can right click, download the primary file, check it out, check it back in, check out and edit. You can do all these things. Now another thing that you can do with documents is that here I have Windchill on my network drive. So here is my computer. I have my Windchill documents. I can right click and connect. So enter my username and password. I can remember credentials so that I don't need to enter it over and over. So now you see that you're connected. You can go to your library or product. In here you will only see See, if I go to common parts, I don't see anything. You'll only see office documents. Okay? If you go to specification document, you see that you have a document right here called texting. Notice the version number. See how the entire metadata is shown in your Explorer window. You can just drag and drop. You can just drag and drop it. Okay? You see version is 16. If I double click on this, it could be Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you name it, any Office document. The moment you open it, it's going to ask you, do you want to check this out from Windchill? You can say yes. So you see right here, I'm going to just go ahead and edit certain things. Change the graph a little bit. Okay. You notice that I can also go, let me just right click, insert a Windchill attribute. You see that I can insert any of the Windchill attribute metadata in here. Okay. I can do that. Now once you're happy with this, you can go ahead. You see the Windchill tab right here. You can quickly go check it in. Right? So when you check it in, you can add comments, say next. You see that I can enforce this as an admin to where it will always send your local copy to the recycle bin, and that way you're not always like, having older versions or dual copies on your stuff. You can also keep it checked out after checking in. Let's say, for example, you're creating a 10-page document, you're done with 5 pages. You want people to see the 5 pages, but you don't want them to edit it, so you can check it out right after you check it in. So it will be locked to you, so only you can edit it, but everybody else can see it. So the moment I say, okay, this document is going to be closed, right? You see the file that I dragged is gone from my desktop. If I just refresh, it should say version number 17. So this is the desktop integration that comes with Windchill PDM Link Essentials. Okay, so we spoke about user interface, role-based access control, role-based user interface customization. We spoke about the structure tab, document structure, part structure, exporting the BOM. We spoke about visualization, adding markups to drawings and 3D CAD. We talk about subscriptions where you get notified. We talked about promotion requests, check-in, check-out from ProE back and forth. We spoke about automatic task generation where somebody can approve or reject a part being released. We spoke about creating document structures and desktop integration. So that's what I had for today. I would go ahead and open up this floor for questions. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask.
We have some questions in the queue. I don't know if you can see them.
Okay, 1 second. I'll just share. Okay. Can we see how revision to a document is handled? Yes. You see, you can right click. Oops. You can do a set state. You can revise, just like a CAD document, you can revise a Word document. So it goes to a new revision. And then it will keep on going as you edit to A1, A2, A3, A4 until you revise again. Certain lifecycle state changes will also revise your document. Was a cross-section created in Creo view, or can you only view? No, the cross-sections, anybody can create the cross-sections in Creo view and save it. When they save it, anybody who goes and looks at the same viewable can look at it, if that answers your question. Our CAD work is done by outside design firm. For all of us to access the same CAD, do we? Now here is the thing. PDM Link Essentials does not support replication. What is replication? If I have a main server and I'm in Kansas City and I have an office in St. Louis. Oh, I'm sorry, not St. Louis, like say Los Angeles. Now, people have to connect through VPN to Kansas City server and get the data, right? Now, depending on your internet connection, that data speed could be faster or slower. What Windchill PDM Link does, the full-blown Windchill does, it allows for replica servers. That means you will have a local server which will be a replica copy of the main one to where you can go back and forth. When you go ahead pull out from Los Angeles, it's coming from a local server, so it's much faster than connecting to a VPN and getting it from Kansas City. Now, I always use VPN through to my PDM Link Essentials server in St. Louis, and I've done demos from Texas and Florida as far, and my VPN connection works fine. Again, it depends on what kind of load is there on the server to how capable your server is. There is also certain things that you can do, like add band accelerators, which can help the speed. But I haven't faced much problem connecting through VPN. Again, I have like 50-part assemblies, 60-part assemblies. I haven't tried it with like 500-part assemblies yet. But when I am in St. Louis, locally connected in the same network as my server is, I could open like 5,000-part assemblies fine. I haven't tried it through a VPN. Please show us what functionality is turned off with PDM Link Essentials. First functionality that's turned out is the replication. You don't have replication. Second thing that's turned off is change management. You can do promotion requests, but you don't have the full-blown change management. Third functionality that turned off is you don't have WT parts. The WT parts are more for PDM Link full-blown, where you can do configuration management. So you don't have change management, configuration management, and replication primarily. Does this cost per user like Windchill? That's a sales question, sir. I don't know the exact answer. I can ask somebody to contact you with an FAQ, and they can tell you the cost and all those details. Installation guy says up to 25 users. The question is this true, and can users be attached to PDM Link Essentials? Absolutely, sir. It is true. I've seen a company use it for about 21 users. Okay. Now, another thing, the installation guide also tells you that you can install it in 3 hours. I would strongly contest that. I would say it will take at least 8 hours, because you want to also configure according to your system, according to your existing hardware. You have to do performance tuning to make sure that your IT infrastructure supports this. You also have to do business configuration. So that whole thing is like a day for installing and at least 2 days for business configuration. In terms of setting up everything up for your system access control. You cannot just go out of the box and say, okay, this is how I'm going to use it. You're going to have your own use cases. This is as powerful as Windchill, except a couple of things turned off. You are still looking at a full-blown Windchill system, except the WT part, change management, and replication. Other than that, the whole business configuration is as good as Windchill. That is what PTC is claiming. So is there a 25 user max for Essentials? That is their best case scenario for optimum performance. Now, if we have a better machine, a better hardware, network, our drives are good, a lot of things come into picture to support more. But that is just a typical use case situation where they have tested it for up to 25 users. It is not a cap, but that's the recommended number. Did I answer you guys' questions okay? Is there some still there? I'll wait for like another 5 minutes. You guys can shoot away. follow up to 25 users. Okay, so note that when you install PDM Link, you install PDM Link Essentials, PDM-E, when you install it, everything goes in a single computer. Like it's a monolithic install, right? Now when you install PDM Link, you can have a cluster of servers. You can have multiple servers. Your database can be on a different server, right? It can be a powerful server, which will let you, it becomes a little more scalable in terms of your hardware and user compatibility. So it is not absolutely necessary that you go to PDM Link if you have more than 25. You just have to look at where you have to give and take. You like say, you know, I have large assemblies and I have 25 users. How much load am I putting on the server? So I would not say that, you know, you need to, but you might want to. All right, do we have anything else? All right, Rosalinda, I got to bounce back, head back to the customer.
And I'll be putting this on our YouTube page for everybody to view this afternoon, if you'd like. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.